Hi everybody, Cohh here with another thoughts video, this time on High on Life. High on Life is from part of the team that does Rick and Morty, and it shows throughout the entire game. It is essentially, in many ways, playing a first-person adventure game with an episode of Rick and Morty going on in the background for about 10 hours. Now, of course, if you're trying to crack jokes pretty much the entire time for 10 hours, there will, of course, be misses. However, I am pleased to say that as somebody who, I like Rick and Morty. I'm not like a super fan, but I like Rick and Morty. I haven't seen the latest season, but I've always, there's really funny parts in it. I gotta say that most of this game was actually hits, and there were a few parts of it that had me like having trouble breathing. I was laughing so hard. There, of course, like I said, were misses. There were entire themes that were a little miss for me. The comedy is incredibly NSFW, and it deals in some very heavy stuff. They make fun of things like suicide and severe depression, and there's even like a whole theme on child murder. But there is some very funny content in there, especially geared towards adults. And it definitely hit. The game is very colorful. The worlds are cool. The music is very engaging. And I will say that the comedy and the story definitely kept me going through even all the way to the end and into the little slight spoilers, but you can keep playing a little bit after the end. I will say the combat definitely is very standard. You do get a variety of weapons, and you can upgrade those weapons. You also get more movement skills as the game goes on. But towards the end of the game, I definitely was kind of like, oh, great, combat. Let's just get through this real quick so we can keep getting to like the jokes and the funny stuff and seeing new, things like that. The boss fights were pretty fun. I did enjoy the boss fights. But I will say the combat definitely dragged until the end. Overall, I did have fun with this game. I'm very glad we decided to finish it. I'm very glad we decided to play it. It was enjoyable for me, even though the combat dragged on a bit. And if you are a Rick and Morty fan, I would say that outside of what I'm about to say after this, I'd probably recommend this game too, if nothing else, for the humor alone. Now, in the current state, I don't recommend this game. I'm going to say that right now. I do not recommend this game currently. And that is because I can't in good conscience recommend this game to you, as playing this game in the default FOV was basically unplayable for me. This is a first-person shooter with fast movement, with animations that involve the head snapping around quickly in a bright, colorful world that has an incredibly restrictive FOV and no options to change it. I am pretty good with this stuff, and I play literally thousands of games. I can count the amount of games on one hand that actually gave me headaches and nausea while playing it. This is one of them. When I first played this game, I actually had to turn my stream off earlier than I would have liked because I was definitely getting lightheaded. It is not so much that the FOV is restrictive. It is a combination of the fact that the FOV is so restrictive, the colors are so bright, the motion is so heavy, and a lot of the animations like reloading and stuff have you, moving your head and jerking around like this. I get significantly less FOV/lightheadedness in the worst VR games I've played than this game. Now, thankfully, I was able to find an FOV workaround, but it was incredibly heavy-handed, involved using cheat engine, reset itself frequently, and was frankly a huge inconvenience to use. So my hope, my prayer, is that these devs in hopefully the near future add an FOV slider to this game, because honestly, that would make it a pretty easy recommend to me. But if they don't, I can't in good conscience recommend this game. Because not only was I having problems with it, I know many other streamers that were having problems with it. I saw the entire time in chat when I had the default FOV on, people complaining about even being able to watch the game. I got PMs about it, asking me when I was going to stream a different game because they couldn't watch. It was really bad. It was really bad. I also want to take this opportunity just real quick to kind of throw out there to any devs that may, for some reason, watch this. Please understand that FOV is no longer just an option. FOV, as these games get more movement, get more colorful, get more detail, FOV is an accessibility issue. It's like subtitles. It's no longer just like a little option you throw in your settings for the PC gamers. This is the difference between many of us playing your game or not. So the idea that in 2022 a game like this can come out without FOV options is frankly pretty sad. It's very surprising, and frankly it very much shows that the people making these decisions don't understand the current state of gaming, which is really unfortunate because you think that those are the exact people you would want making your games. So anyway, please just keep in mind, if you are a game dev, FOV option is not an option. It is an accessibility issue and can many times, like this one, literally decide if people can enjoy your game or not. So please keep that in mind, and please always include FOV options, especially in first-person shooters with high movement, beautiful eye-popping, high-color graphics and things of that nature. So that's what I'm gonna end it on. I do hope down the road that they get FOV options. Again, if they did, it would be a pretty easy recommend for me. On that note, I'm gonna leave it right here. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoy our playthrough. Keep in mind that there are some portions of the playthrough that are in default FOV, but I think like 80+% of it's probably in the, I put the FOV at like 105 or something, and that seems to look a lot better. It makes it totally playable. And yeah, by the way, I see some people in chat saying, like, I respect his opinion, but honestly, I don't care about FOV or not. That's cool. And also for console, if you play on a TV, that's fine. My point is that people that say things like the FOV didn't bother me, I wish I could say that was for everyone, but that's simply not the case. It's again, it's an accessibility thing. Just because it works fine for some people doesn't mean that it should not be available to all these others that can't deal with it. So it's, you know, if you had no issues with default FOV, that's awesome. I wish I could say the same. Me, literally unplayable for any period of time in the default FOV. So, you know, that's just kind of how it is. Anyway, thanks for watching. You can find me at twitch.tv/CohhCarnage. I hope to see you there for more, and have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.